Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. While my initial impressions of the HTC Evo 4G stand, simply being my initial impressions, can't really change them, I thought I would tell you 12 things I happen to love about the HTC Evo 4G, or in a more general sense, the Android platform. One thing, the screen. Check out this bad boy. Approximately 4.3 inches in length, 800 by 480 resolution. I can't say that I've ever owned a phone with a larger surface on it. And it is relatively responsible to the touch. In fact, if there's any type of slowness, I would say that it's due to the immaturity of the Android platform. So that's one, the screen. Two, it's also somewhat related to the screen, although in a much more specific capacity, the feedback when I'm actually interacting with elements on the screen. Haptic feedback, and it adds a little kind of a vibrating touch to wherever you happen to be keying in or touching the screen, certainly if the app or feature is enabled. Number three, if you hadn't already noticed, I've got these different icons sitting on my home screen. They're widgets, and it's real easy to add widgets to your screen. Simply press Menu, Add to Home. I would, of course, tap the screen. Unfortunately, I've got another feature I'll be going into in just a second. And let's say I wanted to add the Android version of a Facebook widget. I can tap that, and I think I've already added it to another screen somewhere, or maybe not. Okay, hang on. Tap this, add a widget, Facebook. There we go. Okay, got it that time. All right, we'll drag it over here, let go of it. No space on the screen. Oh, it's because the Facebook widget was there. But I guess it wasn't. All right, so we're going to remove it. So even though it wasn't there a second ago, it's there now. Either way, it's nice to have widgets here accessible from the home screen. Now, another thing you may have noticed in the background is a wallpaper. And it's an animated wallpaper. In fact, let me drag over to a more empty part of my home screen. And it actually changes perspective too. This is a Starfield wallpaper that I downloaded for free in the Android marketplace. And if I open the menu, oh, actually, let me go back. If I open the menu, wallpaper, live wallpapers, and then I can choose any one of these. There are a few defaults, but I downloaded a couple of them. And I'm actually going to download another one here in the Android marketplace to demonstrate another feature that I happen to like about Android. So it loads the live wallpaper, set the wallpaper, and then assumedly if there's music playing in the background from a service, then that would be the waveform, or maybe it's just going to start animating itself. That's kind of what live wallpaper does. Really neat. Another feature that I happen to like, yes, it's enabled by Android, but certainly specifically to the HTC Evo 4G, an FM radio. Now it's going to tell me I need to plug in a set of headphones or a headset to act as the antenna, so I can't actually demonstrate the FM radio, but it'd probably be nothing more than static here in my house. Either way, it is nice to have an FM radio right there in my pocket. And by the way, if you're wondering why I'm doing this review in the dark, it's because the screen is so reflective, it's pretty much like a mirror, which is nice, but for review purposes, didn't really work that well. Another thing that I do like, even though I don't think the output of the camera is all that wonderful, the fact that the default camera app has an array of options available, it's really, really nice. Yes, you can toggle the flash, there's of course the shutter, being able to browse photos, toggle between photo and video. Being able to adjust the brightness in this virtual dial is also quite nice. Being able to adjust contrast, saturation, and sharpness independently, being able to change effects dynamically, and then of course being able to switch between the front-facing camera or the rear-facing, changing the white balance, the ISO settings, the resolution of the image or video, the quality. You can turn on a timer, you can geotag the photos and toggle that feature here, change metering modes, you've got a way to set review duration, you've got a flicker adjustment, autofocus, face detection, shutter, sound, timestamp, grid, the list kind of goes on and on. So even though I can't say that the video output is all that wonderful, I would say that as a phone camera, it certainly is ample with the default application and the features inside. So let's go ahead and head back to the home screen here and continue down the list. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so let's go into the Android marketplace, which of course you might know has like billions of apps, or if not that many, then certainly quite a few, and growing by the day. Let's go into all applications. I went to top free. I'm going to show you something that I thought was kind of nice. Even though people were claiming that I should download and install Advanced Task Killer, I don't know if the average user is really going to want that. And I try to approach products and reviews and even my initial impressions from that perspective. What is the average user going to do? Are they really going to be confused by it, or do they really, really need it? I've already downloaded a few of these apps, but let me go ahead and grab Google Earth. This I love. Before you even download the application, it will tell you that the app is going to have access to the following. In this case, location, storage, network communication, and you can choose OK or cancel, show all. You could also apparently here see more about what the application is going to do or how it's going to interface specifically with your platform. I'm not actually going to install MySpace Mobile, but it just gives you a really good idea that Google, at least in the Android marketplace, is giving users more of an idea of what exactly they're installing. And I'm actually going to extend that as one of my favorite features of this particular device and platform in another one of my favorites here down the list. The next thing I'm going to pull up again is specifically something that I highlighted in my initial impressions, something that I was very, very impressed with, and that was voicemail, which you apparently can't get to easily from the, okay, let's go up here then. Let's go up to the notification bar, new voicemail. I knew I had one in there, so I saved it for that. Specifically, and let me hit pause here, I can reply to a voicemail without actually calling the number back directly, apparently. And I can also mark it as urgent or add a privacy layer to it and record the audio directly from the phone without really, jumping through voicemail prompts. I don't know how they pulled it off, but I am impressed. I have no idea whose number that is, but hopefully it's nobody who I know. All right, so I'm going to discard that, go back. The next thing that I guess I did kind of point out is the notifications bar. This is something that I think could be done maybe a bit better. Sometimes I can't exactly hit that particular area with accuracy, and I don't know if that's due to the sensitivity of the screen or just the touch points for the notifications bar. But it is nice to be able to have notifications from a variety of apps rather than interruptive dialogues like you would see specifically on the iPhone and even all the way up to the iOS 4. So this notifications bar is very nice, also replete throughout the Android ecosystem. The next thing that I have written down, because yes, I had to write these down, I want to make sure I covered them all, is the Connect options. Now this is something hopefully I'll be able to find. If I go into menu, no, let me go back to home. Menu, settings for the phone. If I go to connect to PC, I can choose how this device is connected to a computer or a USB port, and including being able to mount the internal storage, which is nice to have, as a disk, so I can put files on it or take files from it. And then, of course, I can charge by USB sync, etc. So being able to toggle those options is really, really nice. So HTC sync, disk drive, internet sharing, charge only. You've basically got a bit more granular control, and it's relatively easy to get to, or at least understand. Connect to PC, I think most people get that. So I mentioned removable media, that's a plus. This is another boon, at least for those of us who are addicted to software in any kind of marketplace. Let me go ahead and jump into settings again and see if I can remember where it was. Pardon, there we go, bet you it's in here. Applications. Unknown sources allow installation of non-market applications, which means you don't really have to worry about jumping through someone else's hoops, which could be good, but at the same time, if someone creates an application you want to put on there in an ad hoc capacity, Google warns you, you say okay, and you're pretty much running whatever the heck you want to run, not just what's available in the marketplace. So that is a very nice feature to have. And the last one that I wanted to make mention of here, because there's a lot of different features, as you can see. Ooh, text-to-speech, yeah, I could have said that, but it wasn't in my top 12. Where have I hit 13? Am I at 14 yet? Something like that. Being able to turn this thing into a hotspot. So easily being able to connect other devices to this internet connection could save me some money in using it in the field. I can also manage the hotspot settings. going in further, tweaking things, etc. Pardon me. And I think that is a nice feature to have. And again, some of these features or options are available in just about any Android device, and some are quite specific to the HTC Evo 4G. So I would say that for the money and for your, I guess, for your enjoyment, I don't think you're going to find a bigger screen, a wider array of options, and certainly a very enthusiastic community, apparently, as I found out. Even though everything I've said and my perspectives on the HTC Evo 4G have not changed, I thought before I posted anything further in terms of the things I wish it did or wish it had, I would post some things that I like, and I think that numbered more than 12. Either way, hopefully you will forgive me. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. You are more than welcome to drop me a line, as many of you have. Leave a video response, possibly showing off what you believe that is the best feature of an Android platform, and the HTC Evo 4G if it's a phone that you happen to like. The blog, chris.pirillo.com, my community where you're more than welcome to join us, I should say. It's not just my community, it's yours too. geeks.pirillo.com. We also have well, I guess, the network of questions and answers at lockergnome.net. Then I just love the animated wallpaper. Seriously, I know it's kind of silly, but it is a really neat feature to have. Lockergnome.net, as I said, coupons.lockergnome.com, www.lockergnome.com. Then, of course, you can find me streaming live with the live video feed. It is a part of this, my home office, even though normally I've got the lights on, and my hands don't look as red as they do in real life. I'm really kind of white. Either way, you're more than welcome to join us with the chat room. That is typically Talking Tech, and even if I'm not here at my desk, there are plenty of people who certainly are ready to swap stories with you, give advice, share advice, give answers, get answers, geeks. And it's part of the live video feed, going out over the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.